Just let me know you don't like me. You see what I'm saying? Let me know. You don't like me. That's what it is. Let me know. I'm like, there gotta be a reason. I'm a reasonable person. I'm so reasonable. I'd be like, why you don't like me? You see what I'm saying? What's up, gang? You know what I'm saying? But I'm so gangster that I don't need a reason. It don't gotta be no reason. We can be into it. Like, I don't care. It don't gotta be a reason, for real.
Just like they did Jesus. Just like they did Jesus. So it was Easter weekend and there was a 3-hour documentary dropped about King Von. 3 hours and 38 minutes. This doc was dropped by a creator that goes by the name of Traplo Ross, who was also featured in 50 Cent's Hip Hop Homicides, the latest series that 50 Cent has out about everything going on in the rap industry, when it comes to these different artists and stuff, just going all these different things. So this documentary was put out titled King Von, Rap's First Serial Killer. We're here now. This is what it was always going to get to. This is what is going to continue to be when it comes to King Von and the things they are going to say about him. So this documentary was broken down into different sections. They spoke about his dad. They spoke about his dad being taken out by a sniper back in 2006. In one of Range Rover Hank's interview was featured as well, where Range Rover said this. FBG Duck was featured. The Hit was featured as well. Like all these different things they were talking about. Malcolm Sucky, Modell, all these different people. Then KI, the obsession with KI, all the stuff that we have seen, I basically just be rebranded. Some of the things that they were saying was a bit new and stuff, and I think 2 extra bodies was put on King Von as well in this documentary. That's how the links and behind the scenes. So they spoke about Tuka, and apparently no one knows who got Tuka. Back then, no one knows who got Tuka. It's like, who killed Tuka? But information was put out on the gun that was used. Apparently KI ended up getting OD because information on the gun that was used was released, and apparently the other side and everything was looking for the gun and stuff, and everyone said OD had something to do with it. Like they thought OD had something to do with it. That's when KI got OD and ended up moving with the same silver revolver they got Tuka with, that apparently OD got Tuka with. They said after KI did the get back, she started photographing herself with the same revolver that OD used to move it. So the stories run deep. The stories is crazy. So they went into Modell and they talked about these different people that he's linked to. What always been interested is the things that they're talking about he was connected to and different things. He wasn't the only person that was there on the scene at the time. In the Breakfast Club interview, Little Duck said that the reason why he signed King Von is because of his story, right? The backstory and everything. They had this thing where Little Duck would cough if King Von saying too much, and Little Duck started coughing when he started going into a different thing. So that means Little Duck been planning how it was all gonna happen and everything, and probably told King Von they need to know the story. That's when he started talking about all these different things and claiming all the bodies. Gotten to the point where, because he's the famous one in the crowd, anything that people does around him or people did around him from back in the day, how they do these celebrities all the time, when you are around them and something happened, they are most likely to put out the person you're around, and they make it as if it was them who did it or involved, when in reality it's like a whole other situation. All this stuff, right? Like this is the thing when it comes to the stuff they are talking about, different things King Von did. We all know that his name was ringing bells. We all know that he was getting arrested, all this stuff, all these different things. Like someone said something very interesting, them giving a commentary and talking about the documentary on No Jumper Ride. They said they believe King Von is only involved in as much as three people are even less, because the people that he was around and stuff, and they're saying they didn't give T-Roy that much credit and all this stuff and different things. Like it's very interesting because we all know what's going on. We all know the fame. We all know the claiming of the bodies from back then, way back when everyone's claiming all this stuff. Everyone's doing all this stuff, all this stuff. So they used Twitter and these different things that King Von was saying while they were all in the heat of the beef and everything. And mind you, the things that King Von was saying on Twitter, you can find other people who was in the same lifestyle, in the same block, on 63rd, all these different people, Gyro C, STL, all of them. You can find them saying similar things online, like similar same things online, because that's how they were all doing it back in the day. They all had Twitter and they were all tweeting, saying all this stuff, enraged, mad, going back and forth, the beef, everything, heating up on the streets, all that late nights, Fridays, all of it, going crazy. They're all crazy, mad in the streets. It's all going up. That's how they all was back then. That's how they all was back then. We are going to cover 63rd tweets and what they were saying back then, because it's the same stuff they were saying about who smoked this one and they're smoking on this pack and this pack, this one, who smoked that one, the arts, literally all of that stuff. And it's crazy, right? Because some of the tweets that they were trying to put from King Von as well, it was like they were trying to say something different. One of the tweets where they spoke about, he said, oh, you sacrificing people and he sacrificed people, all this stuff. They were trying to use that, not to say, oh, that's what he's been doing. And then KI must have said something to him along the lines of, anyone can die just like white. You know, anyone can die just like white, hollow through their faces, all this stuff. Like, it's crazy the things that they were saying. Like, look how KI was going back then. Look how KI was going back then. All the things that she was saying, mad stuff. She told King Von he can die like white. This is crazy. That's what I'm telling you. But then they're trying to paint it out like if he's the one that was going around there saying all this stuff, calling him a serial killer, all this stuff. If he is a serial killer, then all of them, every one of them, 63rd, STL, all the boys, name them all of them on Twitter is the same stuff and the same thing. Literally, because they were tweeting and saying all the same stuff. So crazy how they're even using all this. People are managing to access all these different things to paint a picture off of Twitter and trying to, bring things together and different timestamps and all this stuff, right? Like what they was doing back then. Stuff they spoke about the KI situation. One of the new things that I feel like popped up is where he said Little Durk's gun apparently was used in the KI situation. A brand new gun that Lil Durk had, King Von something, that's what they're trying to say, and it was used in the KI situation. Apparently Little Durk rapped about that in one song from back in the day. That's one of the things that they're putting out there. He went through the whole story again that we have seen a million times with the KI situation and the back and forth that they had. And still to this day, people still trying to figure out, did King Von really likes KI or did he really want to kill her? That's what people like. It's crazy. They're still trying to figure it out and stuff and all. Like, it's a madness, but the stories run deep. This is what they're selling. This is what they're putting out there. The stories in Chicago run deep. Now, apparently, when Modell's situation ended up happening, KI went on a mad one. She went down to O Block and shut up the O, and she shut up the O. This is all the stuff that was going on back then. When certain situations kick off, like, it would just end up going mad. Then there was the leaked DMs that they're talking about between KI and King Von back in the day on Twitter. And she's saying to them, she heard they're plotting to kill her. And Von's like, no, it's not even like that. To be honest with you, I could have done it on the train, blah, blah, blah. And apparently this isn't quote-unquote leaks DMs. This is the King. KI didn't go on live and said, this is what me and King Von's talking. Who knows? Like, probably one of them leaked it, whatever. Kyra now in the messages and everything. She's asking King Von to have a shootout. She's telling him to bring his man's T-Roy. And at one point, he's ducking out and stuff. And he's like, nah, I'm busy. I'm too busy today. He ain't got time for that, all this stuff. So, like, the whole obsession with the KI situation, the obsession, we're all obsessed. Everyone's obsessed. This is what we're watching. And we're going to keep watching it and watching it for many years to come. We're going to watch it over and over and over and over. And they're going to put out different things. And they're going to spin it in a different way. We'll watch it again, and we're going to keep watching it for the next 10 years, for the next decade. We're going to keep watching this KI story and King Von and the KI and all of it, and all, the mystery behind it and all this stuff, because remember, mystery sells as well. So I'm telling you, they're selling something. What are they selling? Who knows? Probably this album that they come out now. Every time a Little Durk album is due to come out, all the stuff that's coming out about King Von, all this stuff, they say all this stuff about him. Now, apparently, after this documentary and people watching everything, they're saying, this guy says King Von is involved in about 11 people they pulled up and everything. And we all know how they're saying that King Von and T-Roy, between both of them, it's like 20 bodies each, or 20, it's like 20 bodies each or 10 bodies, something like that. This is what they put out there time ago, right? So There's also a couple links when it comes to the channels and everything and the information that was put out, because Chicago Scene 88, their paperwork was used as well. And then the Chirac, the dummy account just came from the dummy account that just came from nowhere. This one's in the documentary, where they all featured in the documentary and everything. And it's different stuff, right? So it looks like now in this circle, they're being fed this information about King Von and everything. And they're putting out these documentaries, these different info about him. And what I've noticed as well is in the documentary how they kept saying he was able to get away with all this stuff. It seems like they are trying to notify the police and stuff of these different things that is connected to other people, to pin it on King Von, so they can put out more paperwork on King Von that will leave these guys free and stuff in the street. All these other people that's connected, all these other different things, all these different things that they're connected to is going to leave them out, and they're going to pin all the stuff on him. This 4-hour documentary, we're just going to round it up to 4 hours. This 4-hour documentary that was put out on King Von, it is things to notify the feds and different things so they can pin more stuff on him and release more paperwork. This is what it is. This is what's happening. Another thing as well, if all this information was true that is in that documentary, why didn't 50 Cent, why didn't he do this documentary, or all these other platforms, these other documentary platforms and these big sites and news sites? I mean, they've done it to others. They've done it to Tupac. How many times they've done to Tupac? How many times they've done to Big Small? How many documentaries is out there with Big Small and Tupac? This is what I'm saying. Where is all the KV documentaries from these different sites? Where's all the KV documentaries? Where is all the King Von documentaries from these different sites? Where's all the Von documentaries? This is what I'm trying to figure out. That's how you know something is up and the information is inaccurate. And just as that person said on No Jumper, they believe he is probably involved in no more than 3 people come to shoot out and all these different things. Who knows? It's probably more and stuff, all these shoot out, and they shoot out for fun, and Kia is asking him to have a shoot out. When it comes to shoot out, that's a whole different thing. So when it comes to stuff that it was around, that's another thing. So all these little things, all these different things you need to look at as well, because something is not adding up. The stuff they can say about him and stuff, right? Story, so they can sell whatever they are selling behind King Von. This is what's happening. This is what's been happening since the first situation and stuff. And a lot of people was even saying that, Little Duck is only famous right now because of the King Von situation. I had to say, Little Duck entered this energy into his legitimate career. If he's saying he was outside and stuff, and he's been outside and going on the bus stop and dissing ops and all this stuff, no one forced him to do. No one forced him to hang around all these killers and these murderers and these different things and doing all these drugs and all this stuff. No one forced him to hang around all these killers. He invited that energy into his legitimate career. No, he's been doing that. And if you look at what he's been doing in his career by releasing all these albums, every time someone beside him died, every time the people around him died from the block who he claimed he all paid up for, he all paid their funerals and everything, all the people that died around him. So how legitimate is his career at that point? This is crazy. How legitimate is his career at that point? Is something else. So this is what they're saying. Start talking all this stuff about King Von. King Von did this. He was insisting in that. 12, 11 people, all this stuff. Then they had a section about the king of self-snitching and all of it, right? And it's so funny how they would talk about, the king of self-snitching and ups till the end, him and Wooski, and how he talked about Wooski changed and all this stuff. And even said Wooski used to troll him in that video. He used to constantly troll him, constantly send him voice notes and all these different things. And ever since that situation happened, he just stopped. King Von thought that was weird, and he said it was honest to the people and everything. They broke down the YB section. Then Asian Doe was King Von's biggest mistake. And they're running with the Asian Doe storyline. This is what's going on. They're running with the Asian Doe storyline. No one ain't believing that. No one ain't believing this storyline that they're trying to run with. It is something else. It is something else. So, they try to say he was the king of self-snitching and all the stuff that he said in the music and everything that's linking to these real life situations and these real life stories and not getting caught for it. And even at the time, while the feds was onto him and different things, he still wasn't caught. Basically, all the stuff that he said and everything, it's like he wasn't going to get caught for it. It's like, it was just blindsided to the fact that it was actually real stuff. That's another thing. If he's saying all this stuff and they're trying to say, he was taunting the police as well, because the police, they couldn't get any evidence on him. So that's something that they try and fill up for him, just tweeting the stuff and getting away with it. They're trying to say, it's because the police didn't have no evidence on him, so they could have taunted. That's the thing. So it's crazy. I'm guilty until proven innocent, because this stuff That's what they're doing now. That's what they've done. They've released a 4-hour documentary on King Von, talking all this stuff. And I'm still trying to figure out, why is it that all these other documentary sites and these big platforms and 50 cents, because remember I told you when we spoke about this series on hip-hop homicide, and we spoke about hip-hop homicide and all of it, I told you guys, I said they need to put a 3-hour, they need to give us 3 hours, 2-3 hours documentary, in-depth documentary and different things. And with these documentaries, right, they can paint whatever picture they want. They can do it however way they want. They can make him look like a gangster. They can make him look like a rapper. They can make him look like a family person. They can do it however they want. It's kind of weird to see that, you know, someone like that made a 3-hour and something video, just like these other platforms that made the videos in the past. All these different things they're putting out from day one, and now to see how, you know, they're just continuing with that, and in the next decade this is what it's gonna be, and it'll probably even get worse, because what they plan on doing is putting all these different things that other people has done around King Von that is still open cases. Because King Von is not here, they're going to put it all on him, and these people is gonna walk around free. All these people, you know, who assisted, whether they was there, all this stuff, right? So King Von autopsy's picture was shown in the documentary as well. This is what these people doing. I'm telling you, this is crazy. It is a disgrace. It is a disgrace what these people are doing, what they are able to do. It is madness. His autopsy pictures was shown. A 4-hour documentary was dropped on King Von, you know, and then the serial killer bit, and, you know, like the serial killer bit and rap first serial killer and stuff, like trying to break it down and use psychology and all these different things. And I'm like, yeah, just more of an effort to paint him and made him look like the bad person, so they can say that he was putting out hits, he was putting out different things, breaking down the videos and doing different things like that. What they're trying to do is make an effort to match information that is currently in these unsolved cases, up in these offices. They're trying to match these information so the police and the feds will be notified about it, and then more paperwork would come out on King Von, and saying, you know, he's involved in this, he's involved in that, he done this, he carry out this hit, he been carrying out hits, all this stuff. And then, you know, he ended it as there is not a clear number or anything of how many situations he's been involved in. That we are not stupid. Like, we are not stupid people. That's something these people think we're all stupid and stuff, and we're all here, we're just gonna watch this stuff and just consume it, and we're all stupid. We are not stupid. We know what's going on. We know what they're doing. We know what they're doing. We know what's going on. We know what the deal is. We know the albums gotta be sold. The albums, we gotta get, you know, the whole hype around the albums and all the albums and stuff. It's all gotta be sold. We know what's going on. We know about the album. So I don't understand why they're trying to make it out like all this stuff and he's a serial killer and all these different things. Little Duck took him into his legitimate career. He said instead of King Von stealing cars and doing drills, he was seen on private yachts with Little Duck. You know, some of the things in there was very interesting. A bit of the new information that was given when it comes to the two names that were drawn, when it comes to the gun situation with the KI situation, then even the Tuka, like who killed Tuka and stuff, and then, you know, the information about KV's dad, because there's not too many information on the internet stuff. So you don't have to be like, it's crazy. And then the video links as well between Chirac Rez and Chicago Scene 88 now with Trap Law Ross, who was featured in 50 Cent series. 50 know what he's doing. I don't understand. 50 I know these people, I know these different people on the documentary sites and all these people, right, seeing what is going on. They all saw the video. So where is the King Von documentaries? Where is all these different legitimate people coming out and saying this stuff? I'm thinking what they're trying to do is make more paperwork come out now, so these probably big publications could pick up the story and start running the story, documentaries, and running the documentaries and different things. But they would do it with the proof from the government type thing. So they're really trying to make it out like he was that, so the police and the feds can brand him as that, and they can start doing all the dirty work and stuff and making all this money off of him and keep selling his story. Like, that's what they're doing. They're selling the story, they're selling their albums, they're selling all these different things. Everyone's getting paid. The money is all coming through these infinity links, all this stuff. It's crazy. So the documentary was taken down by King Von's cousin Balo, and as of yesterday it has been put back up. But we can all see it has been chopped and cut up, and they cut it and chopped it up and probably take out the autopsy for all this stuff. A disgrace, a absolute disgrace to these people. Van's coming for them. I'm telling you, Van, he's coming for them. Look how he's terrorizing these bloggers the other day and stuff, and they come out and say, talking about they're sorry, Dave Van Bennett and all the stuff, and calling him by his government. All these different things. All these things they were doing, acting like they don't know what they're doing and stuff, talking about they had to remove the autopsy from their website. All these things, right? Like literally admitting to what they're doing is crazy, because they're being terrorized. And that's going to happen. He's going to be terrorized. It's a disgrace. And how is the video even backed up and stuff? And people think it's just another way. It's a whole play to get people to go to Patreon and subscribe and stuff and watch it. All these different things. I'm telling you, a lot is going on in this King Von situation. You can't believe nothing that's going out there, because everything is an effort to sell all these different things. Without this, no albums ain't selling. They ain't selling no albums. They have to keep up with the madness, with the bodies, with all the lies, all these different things. That's why by the next 3 years, King Von bodies will probably double. Like literally, it'll probably be 17, 27. That's what they're doing. They put out this documentary calling him a serial killer, all these different things, and that's the narrative they are going to continue to put him in an effort to also explain to us and the fans and the people that say all these different things why he died. This is crazy. Literally, it's just madness. So this live video right here that King Von did was featured in the documentary, and apparently this video he is responding to YB, NBA Youngboy, the whole beef and everything. They showed the tweet with Little Tim where he's saying like, oh, people from the rack messing with Quando Rondo, all the stuff. So in this video now, Von's talking about how he is only into it with people where he lived because of how, like, you know, they grew up. People left from both sides and everything, but he's not going to be into it with someone out of state and people out of state. And it's like he's been feeling some weird energy, you can tell in this video, and he's asking them like to tell him, you don't like me, like just say you don't like me and stuff. Like, what's this big thing about? And you're trying to make this big issue. Like, we can be into it if you want. This live was very interesting.